Namaste and welcome to your Sea Oracle reading. Today we're going to do the triple mirror spread. The first cards represent the mermaid's mirror that sees into the past. The center cards reveal the mermaid's mirror that illuminates the present. And the cards on the right are the mermaid's mirror that reveal the future. So to begin with, in the past, we have this beautiful visions card, and written on the card are the words psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, and out-of-body travel. Now, the mermaids do much of their work, their spirit work, by moonlight. Under moonlight, they can see so much more of what is taking place within other people's energetic spaces and the layers of our energetic fields. We can see where there are leaks, where there is energy compounding and compacting, almost like a growth over a wound to protect it. We can see what needs to be carefully and slowly removed and worked with, because under the blue light of the moon, intensities, drainage areas, torn aspects of the energy field become clear and obvious. We often have visions of places far, far away, and we are able to extend our energy and to send it traveling to places we could not reach, not even in the swiftest currents, not even in a Gulf Stream, for weeks of your time. Now, I'm reading from the guidebook of the Oracle of the Mermaids by Lucy Cavendish. These cards are hers. And when you receive this visions card, it is telling you that when you connect to the moon, you will feel more whole, connected, and attuned to the cycles of the world and the fears you may have had around certain issues will come to the surface and then begin to fade. You will allow yourself to see with your psychic vision, and you will speak of what you see, and it will not be considered to be freakish and unusual or mere fantasy. It will be trusted and allowed and explored by you and by others who are close to you. These flashes will not come when you are asleep, so they are not dreams, and they can come even when your physical eyes are open. It is a matter of adjusting to having more than one kind of vision and accepting that this is an energetic truth. You will begin to understand and easily interpret these movies being made for you by the divine in alliance with your spirit eye. So we'll just go through each of the cards and then we'll bring it all together at the end. So the visions are representing the recent past. The current present moment is the water flight card. Now the message on this card is that heaviness lifts, burdens are being cast away, and a feeling of weightlessness. When you receive this card, it's telling you that right now, in this present moment, it is time to allow yourself the freedom to feel and to express those feelings. This will release and let go of some of the weight you have been feeling that may have actually manifested and physicalized in more weight on your body, a sense of discomfort when moving, less flexibility, and an overall feeling of being clumsy at times. This re-involvement with your emotions can also be nurtured by allowing tears to fall, connecting with your own inner sea. And if you are a woman, by connecting with the womb. If you are a man, you may develop a new appreciation of the feminine nature and of your own emotional wisdom. Men and women alike who receive this card may wish to spend more time in healing natural bodies of water. The weight of your form that you experience on land will vanish, and likewise you will release any worries, your deep sadness, and that sense of being overwhelmed that you so often experience. The freedom of water can be yours emotionally, physically, and your spirit will take underwater flight. The Mermaid's Mirror card representing the future, what is to come, is the divination card. The message of this card is prophecy, fate, destiny, future, and fortune. The mermaids, surrounded as they are by the mirror of the ocean, the living reflection of the past, present, and future, are among the greatest of seers. Now, when you receive this card, the mermaids are saying to you that you too have the gift of seeing the possibilities, of knowing and feeling out the fate, and they know that as a fellow mer being, one who has been born of the great sea mother, you too can work with the gift of seeing in many directions at once. It is as if you can stare into water and see ripples of what could be. The mermaids are oracles, sibyls of the sea, and you too have the power to connect with the divine, and this power can be activated as you teach yourself the wisdom of the sea. There must be discipline and purpose to your movement. Instruction is coming, and they will deliver it through dreams and visions. There will be signs, there will be omens, and symbols will come to you. You will dream, and while these dreams may be cryptic or a vision may seem to be unrelated to what is currently taking place, the universe and the ocean of consciousness and possibilities is calling to you to listen and to hear and read the signs. Become aware and hear them whisper on the shoreline of consciousness. Learn to read an oracle like this one. Work with spreads for focus and discipline and conduct readings for friends. You have a gift. It is time to train and then to exercise it with responsibility and beauty. Now, I've just chosen to clarify these cards. So we're still doing the 3-mirror spread, but underneath the first row of cards, I've taken cards from The Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. Now, the first card that Spirit gave us to clarify the visions card, or speaking of our recent past, is the Father of Cups. Just this one here, this gorgeous black swan, the single cup that he's below, he's guarding. Now, this card speaks of being diplomatic and open-minded. The Father of Cups has a truly unique and dynamic personality. He's the most feminine of all the fathers within the tarot, and usually a patron of the arts. He's a dignified man who supports his family and community. The only thing holding this man back are his deeply rooted insecurities. They are vast and affect his personality in many unpredictable ways. So I don't know if in the recent past you may have experienced this individual. Speaking about the present moment now, we've got the 5 of Wands. Now this card speaks of a scattered, lost, lack of focus, and just an overall feeling of being lost. The 5 of Wands is a card of conflict. You may find yourself scattered, distracted, tending to everything and nothing. Since Wands deal with our dreams and goals, it usually means this conflict resides within. Your energy moves outward in many directions, yet you are suffering inside. Take this card as a warning. Find ways to bring calm and focus to your mind, or these troubles will only increase. Now that's quite ominous, but I know myself. Hey, I mean, there's a lot going on planetary-wise at the moment. I mean, my aunt's visiting at the moment from London, and she's a light worker, travels all over the world, and she was speaking to me recently about how all of humanity, even Mother Gaia herself, Mother Earth herself, the whole lot of us, we're all intertwined, and we're all going through this massive energetic, spiritual, physical consciousness upgrade, which, if you ask me, it's about time. We really need to start evolving as humans if we want to continue to survive on this planet. So it's not surprising that this card has come up in the reading as this present moment. But in conjunction with the card above about water flight, it's talking about heaviness lifting, burdens being cast away, a weightless feeling. So although we may be currently stuck in this energy, it is shifting and we are going to begin to feel weightless. Underneath here though, before we get our reward, we've got the power card upside down, so in reverse. Now, these cards are from the Oceanic Wild Oracle by Tiffany Souza. So, sticking with this card where we're looking at the moment, the power card, the keywords are courage, confidence, compassion, breakthrough, and victory. However, when this card appears in reverse position, it can signify defensiveness, self-doubt, confusion, and chaos. Pretty much identical to the Five of Wands above it. If we just quickly go back to see what has perhaps triggered us falling into this state, it seems that perhaps there was an interaction with an individual who possessed a lot of self-doubt, that perhaps it's like this dark swan creepily appearing on the water and coming slowly towards you, and it's bringing with it this dark cup filled with this bitter, dark, poisonous liquid, and they're just bringing it to you, and it doesn't seem like there was a whole lot you could do about it. It came to you, you drank from the cup because maybe this is somebody that you really care about, and it's just triggered you to just fall straight into this Five of Wands energy. Your power has been completely depleted and drained. So maybe they emptied their cup into you, and then the cup was empty, and then they refilled the cup by draining your own essence. That's just what I'm getting here. But also in the recent past, you've been receiving a lot of visions, clairvoyance, out-of-body travel. Perhaps the insecurities that they spoke about with the Father of Cups that this individual felt, maybe through your rapid ascension and seeming psychic development in the recent past triggered them to feel insecure, and then they came to you about it, but in doing so they just really didn't respect that you were in this really heightened, highly empathic, highly sensitive space, and they just fed you this poison and sucked out your essence and just threw you into this absolutely torturous, powerless, confused, disenchanted state. Also in the recent past, we've got creativity. Creativity talks about inspiration, creation, and potential. Perhaps you've been spending a lot of time recently, in the recent past, by the water, and being near the water, perhaps long walks by the beach, sitting by the water, picking up shells. There's this beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous pink shell here, and it looks like this mermaid, she's actually painting the shell. She's taking nature and she's turning it into a creative pursuit and applying what she's learning from the water and from nature into a creative project. Perhaps you're designing the interior for a house that you're about to build. Perhaps you have recently begun painting again, or discovering whatever it is that you enjoy doing that sparks creativity. Maybe you've recently rediscovered that, and maybe that was part of the visions, maybe, and this psychic awakening, maybe your creativity is linked to your ability to connect with spirit. Maybe it helps that connection flow a little bit better. Now, the message for this card is that creativity sits painting her heart's desire. She wants to remind you of your creative potential. Use your creative energy to get your ideas or dreams underway. You have the skills and talents needed to manifest your creativity. Now, I just want to look at this, the card, the Mermaid's Mirror, gazing into the future, what's to come. And we've got the Choices card, and it's in reverse, similar to the Power, upside down. I mean, some people don't choose to read reversals. For me, reversals generally mean one of two things. Intuitively, it depends on the cards and the way it falls within the rest of the reading, of course. But this Power card, it's like the power's been turned upside down. It's been emptied out. You've been drained. You've been turned upside down, topsy-turvy. You're spinning around in this state of confusion. This Choices card, however, in reverse, it's got a completely different feeling for me right now. It's telling me that by being in the reverse position, it's done. You've done the hard work. You have made the choices that you've needed to make. You've done it. There's no more to be done. Now you can just begin to swim forwards through this beautiful path that you've made for yourself. All of these negative, dark little tales of others lurking in the background, trying to, ruin your future, they're swimming away. They're being led away. Spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever the language is for you, it is leading all of these beings that have been coming to you, draining you, giving you their cup and then filling theirs up from your essence. They're being led away. You have done the hard work. You have made the choices that you've needed to make for yourself to clear this beautiful, glowing pathway ahead of you. And now you can just fall forward into that. It's already beginning here with this water flight card. You're already beginning to feel the weightlessness, burdens being cast away, heaviness lifted. You've come out of this energy and you've done the hard work despite it. You've become psychically, intuitively more powerful, more aware. This beautiful little sweet individual here that felt insecure never meant you any harm whatsoever, never meant to. I don't see any malice in this one. His little face is beautiful, quite sweet. And as it said, he's, the most feminine of the fathers in the deck. Is completely different to the rest of them. He feels emotions perhaps just as equally as deeply as those with a more feminine energy presence in their temperament. Maybe he's quite empathic. It doesn't have to be masculine, feminine, like gender or traditional gender roles. In no way do I mean any offense or mean to trigger anything in anybody about that. It's just I don't know how to explain it, but the more the feminine physical body goes through monthly cycles for the vast majority of their life, and those cycles trigger emotions, more so or less so. Each individual person experiences it differently. Some men are deeply affected, particularly if their partner experiences quite intense mood changes through that cycle. And sometimes, because of their insecurities and because they're quite sweet, they assume it's about them, and then they get defensive, and then they come and they try to take over and become dominant in the situation, and in doing so they really just drain you, deplete you of whatever little energies you had left for yourself, unknowingly, not meaning to do so. So I just want to come back to this Magician card here that we've got in the near future, clarifying this divination, prophecy, fate, destiny, and future fortune. Actually, I don't even know if we've looked at that divination card together yet. I don't know if we got there. Oh, we did, yes. It was that if you've received this card, the mermaids are telling you that you do have a very powerful connection to the wisdom of the sea, and that it's time for you to be open to receiving signs and symbols from the water kingdom. If you're a water sign, chances are you were born feeling connected to the water. It's just how you are. If you're not, maybe you've always felt an affinity to water, or a healing feeling near water, or a sense of calmness being near water, being submersed in water. Maybe that is because you're highly connected to the water element, and that by submersing yourself in it, being near it, visualizing it, maybe that's your channel to the spirit realm. Maybe that's something you could work at playing with. Maybe it's a gift you have. Speaking of that, one form of divination that I've recently come across in recent times is Conchomancy, or divination using shells, more specifically seashells. And I have this beautiful little deck of cards called the Little Book of Shell Essence Solutions. And the card that I pulled for this spread was this one here. And on the back of these cards, there's a little reading. Now, this is the South Sea Pearl. It says, "Fear not the turbulence of the world today, for I bring stability with grace and balance." Well, the turbulence of the world today, you really couldn't sum up the reading better than that. I bring stability, grace, and balance. That's what we're talking about here. Now, this Magician card, I think I was just about to go there. I got distracted, sorry. The Magician card, as you'll notice, it is also in reverse. I'm getting from this card it's because you're already the magician. You've been here before. You've been in this place of power, and you know your gifts. You know what you've got to offer the world. But I think that you've got a bit of this insecurity, same as this black swan. And that you get there and then you maybe pull away a little bit, and then you recover and you get back there, and then you freak out and you pull away again. You keep coming back to this point where you realize you're the magician. This isn't new. You're already it. You've already been it so many times before. This time, just maybe, you're ready to stay there. You're ready to be the magician. See how the magician has that cup, the black cup? And see how the gaze of this beautiful big cat is looking straight at the swan. They are upside down from each other. It's like they're mirrors of each other. This may actually signify, maybe you've got a lot of freckles. Maybe you have moles or birthmarks on your skin. Maybe this is representing you. Now there's this big black hole here. Is it sucking the light away from you, or is it spilling light onto you? That's the question. This is the same cup. Here it's carrying the poison to you. You're tipping it out. You're looking back at that swan saying, I've got my own cup. Empty your own cup. Don't bring me your cup of poison anymore. Drink it yourself if you feel the need to do so. Or just tip it out like I'm doing. Can we just skip this triggering state that we keep putting ourselves in over and over again? This magician, although it's in reverse, at its feet, at its disposal, it has an empty cup ready to be filled, open to receiving abundance in all forms. It has a wand. It has magic powers, in whatever sense you feel that is for you. It doesn't have to be literal. It has a sword. It has power. It has strength. It has protection. Fierce, fierce protection all around it. And right there under its foot, it has pentacles. It has financial abundance. It has everything it needs. If that swan can find the light, the magician can swim forward on this beautiful illuminated pathway, glowing pathway. Be open and have the means to listen and hear messages. Seashell, she's cupping her ear, she's listening. She's listening to the water. She's listening to the shells. She's listening to her guides. She's listening to her angels. She's listening to the elements of water, air, Mother Earth. She's grounded. She's gazing up at something higher than herself. She's leaving behind this energy that she's currently in. He or she, again, not gender specific. This person is leaving behind the energy that they are currently in. They're leaving behind what has come before. They've done the work, they've been here before. They've got this reward now. You have got this reward now. And just like our South Sea Pearl has told us, it's time for stability. And it's time to carry it out with grace and balance. Just to add one last little note about the South Sea Pearl. In the guidebook that comes with these cards, it says, that you are focusing on the love and peace within all, instead of concentrating only on the external. So I'll leave that with you. I will be in South India for the next 2 weeks. I hope to film a reading while I'm there for you. I'm very blessed. I'll actually be in India for Diwali, the Festival of Lights. I'll also be in India for my birthday. I will also be in India for Halloween. So I'm particularly lucky, I feel, at the present moment. So I will try and film a reading while I'm there for you guys and upload it when I get back. I'm not sure what sort of internet I'll have available to me. I'll be spending plenty of time on the water, in the Kerala backwaters, on a small little converted rice barge that's now a little houseboat. So I'll be spending some time in this space of water flight. And I'll be sure to share with you anything cool that happens while I'm there. So have a beautiful day. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm deeply honored. Please subscribe and click the notification bell. And as always, if you would like to purchase my book, Black Jaguar, it's the first one that I've self-published. The links are below to the Amazon website where you can get that as a paperback or a Kindle version. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks and have a beautiful day. Bye.